Hey everyone, I recently made some display panels for art fairs that I'm going to start doing here in the future, and I had some people ask me some questions about the process and how it went, so I figured I'd make this video to kind of talk about it all. I bought the plans from ernieclevin.com, and I'll put a link here in the video. They were $40, and the plans are for 30-inch wide panels. I did modify them to make 38-inch panels, so I made 9 of them, which gives me 3 per side, giving me 9.5-foot walls on either side of my 10 by 10 foot display area. I kind of wanted the half-foot wiggle room. If I went with the 30-inch panels, I could have made 4 per side, and that would be exactly 10 feet. But like I said, I wanted a little bit of the wiggle room. So let's talk about the panels themselves. Like I said, they are 30 inches wide by 78 inches tall from that end of the conduit to the far end of the conduit, and 72 inches of display area. And basically what it consists of is 2 pieces of conduit per panel, 2 pieces of wood per panel, and then inside here is some foam insulation that you kind of slather all in carpet adhesive and then cover in carpet. So basically what you're doing is taking a drill, drilling through your conduit, screwing into the wood on either side, sandwiching the insulation in between, and covering it all in carpet. Let's flip it over so you can see the back. That was the front, which you can see looks pretty nice. The back was a little bit more challenging. And if you're displaying on both sides of your panel, you're going to want to be a little bit more careful. But I think once you hang your artwork, this seam here isn't going to be noticeable. And you see the staples, but we'll talk about those in a second. So I didn't have too much frustration getting everything together, but something that you're going to want to pay attention to, because you're going to be using it to align your carpet, is you want to make sure that this piece of wood up at the top, if you go through with this, you want to make sure that it is the same distance on either side from the top of the conduit to the wood. Because if that's off and you are lining your carpet edge along with that piece of wood furring, it's going to be crooked down at the bottom, which might not be a big deal to you. I'm pretty anal about that kind of stuff, so that was one thing that kind of threw me off. I tried to get as exact as I could. This is 1 inch from the top of the conduit to where the wood is, so I just drilled in. But yeah, try to get that nice and even. They're pretty rigid. They weigh about 18 pounds each, which I don't know how that relates to comparable products, but the awesome thing about it is they cost me $66 a piece to make, and that includes tools that I didn't have. So super affordable compared to pro panels and things like that. And I could have made them for about $13 cheaper per panel if I had used different carpet. I went with this thicker black carpet, which was more expensive, and that kind of created a problem for me, which we'll talk about. So yeah, basically what you're doing is you are screwing into the conduit, putting this wood in, and then you are putting your foam insulation in between it all, duct taping it, slathered in carpet adhesive, and then wrapping it in carpet. Like I said, all that other stuff was pretty straightforward. The hardest part was definitely getting the carpet around it. So I bought everything at homedepot.com, aside from the carpet, because I went there and kind of wanted to see with my hands and have them custom cut it to the length that I needed. But I bought it all on homedepot.com, and sometimes you can find coupons online. So basically you just get to go shopping at your computer and put everything in your cart, pay for it, and they will get it all together for you, wrap it up, and you just got to drop by and pick it up. Super easy. The carpet that I went with is called Dayside Ebony, and it's a little bit more, it's an indoor-outdoor carpet, and it was a little bit more expensive than the light gray. They only had a light gray and black, and I didn't really like the look of the the light gray, so I went with the black, which was a little bit more expensive. It cost me about $13 more per panel to use this carpet. It is a little bit thicker, and it's not that kind of that looped stuff. It's more of like a kind of like the soft side of Velcro almost, and like I said, it's a little bit thicker, so right around this post, I had trouble when I would bend it and then tape it here, or I'm sorry, glue it here. It would kind of start lifting around here and bubbling up and not really sticking to it. So what I did was I figured out where my leg was going to be on the carpet once I laid it down. I marked it, and then I just creased all along this edge. So when I wrapped it around the conduit, it would conform to it a little bit better. And also because of the thickness of the carpet, when I would glue it down, it wanted to separate at this seam, and you would start seeing the insulation underneath. The Getting this seam to be invisible is definitely one of the hardest parts. Basically what you're doing is you're overlapping your carpet and you're taking a razor blade and just kind of coming down, removing the scrap and pushing the pieces together. If you really, really squeeze them together, the carpet, the seam disappears pretty much. But like I said, it was spreading out, so I just kind of went crazy with the staples. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave them in or take them out yet. If I do leave them in, I'm going to paint them black with a Sharpie or a paint marker just to hide them a little bit better. At this time, I don't necessarily plan on displaying on both sides of my panels, but if I ever get a corner unit, that is definitely something I'm going to have to consider. And yeah, I did some testing with the staples, and I put them in, left them in for a little bit, and took them out, and I couldn't see where they were, so I'll probably end up taking them out. I also stapled all along the wood piece on both sides, just because I didn't want the carpet to start peeling up. And in some spots, you know, the adhesive doesn't really stick to the wood as well as it did the insulation, but in some spots, you can kind of see, like, right there, the carpet kind of comes up a little bit, but everywhere else it's pretty good. So once I take the staples out, I'll probably throw a little bit more carpet adhesive in there, staple that down, and then take that out. Before I wrapped everything in carpet, I sprayed the ends of the conduit. I didn't spray the whole entire length because that would just be a waste. But I sprayed the ends of the conduit with a Rust-Oleum forged metal paint. It's a paint and primer one, costs about $7.50 a can, and I used 1 can for all 9 panels, about 2 coats each. I know it's probably going to get nicked up and stuff, and I can repaint it, but it makes it look a lot better than just kind of that raw conduit look. So overall, the process was pretty easy. Just pay attention to your measurements, measure twice, cut once, try to be as exact as you can on your the distance on your furring strips, at least on the top. The bottom doesn't necessarily matter, but if you're going to be, like I said, if you're going to be matching up your carpet edge with the edge of this furring strip, you want to make sure that this is as perfect as you can be so that you don't end up with a crooked piece of carpet. So overall, process was pretty daunting, but in the end it worked out, saved me a lot of money. So I highly suggest going this route. Ernie is very supportive via email. He gives you unlimited email support with the purchase of his panel and his panel plans, and then also a plan for a display desk, or he has something else, like maybe a cart or something. You can pick between either the display or the sales desk or another piece that he'll give you the plans for, in addition to the purchase of the panel plans. So yeah, ErnieClevin.com. Like I said, I'll put a link in the video, and this is also going to have an accompanying blog post that will show kind of my purchase list, and yeah, it'll be at tjthornphotography.com, so check that out, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for following along.